Alright, Evie and I are back with another Destiny 2 video, and this is serving as sort of an addendum to the video I did yesterday about what's left to come, in which I covered the fact that there was going to be some sort of showdown in the Botza district or Elixir quarter based on the clues that we've gotten so far. In the comments of that video, someone told me that in the Destiny 2 app, if you go to do an LFG for overrides, which I don't know why you would do that, if you look at the main image there, it is an override that is taking place in the Botza district. It has the conflicts, and then someone managed to give me a version of the image with all the other crap stripped away. I don't know how they did that going into the code or whatever. And you can see that it is very much a traditional looking override system. It has the holes for mote insertion, and it has the other portal thing to go to the other dimension over there. And it has me wondering, like, what kind of showdown is happening here with this override, if it will be identical to the others, or if this is going to be something different, and also kind of the story reasons behind this and why we are doing this in the first place. The big question is, okay, if Korea is dead, why are the Vex invading, and what does an override exactly consist of if we're not like data hunting anymore and like trying to infiltrate the Vex network? The two main theories I could see here is Lakshmi 2 does something to let the Vex in, which would kind of fulfill her own prophecy of destruction in the Botza district. Maybe she's like possessed by the Vex to do this, or maybe she's just mean and just wants to wipe out the Fallen in this area. And then this would make her vision come true of where she saw like saints, you know, under fire, and Ikora doing stuff like in the Botza district. And then we'll obviously have to go there and help defend too. I assume Mithrax will be there. I think some of the promo art shows Mithrax with like a Queensbreaker. I think it's in the Botza district. I'm not 100% sure, but that might be happening too. And yet, this very much does also look like a traditional override. So I don't really know how it's going to play out. My hope is that it would not be a traditional override. I don't really understand what the point would be of going into the Vex network and doing the whole like obstacle course thing and then fighting some boss in the Vex network. Like the whole point of that was to decrypt data to end the endless night and then find Korea. And if that's done, I don't know why we'd have to do that section anymore, or what the purpose of that would be. So I'm hoping this will lead to some sort of boss battle within the Botza district itself. I mean, it's a boss arena. It's the Scourge of the Past boss arena. I am not going to get my hopes like super high that like the Vex possess Insurrection Prime or something and reactivate it, and then we have like a reprised Insurrection Prime boss fight where it's like corrupted by Vex technology or something. That would be cool, but that is way beyond kind of what we're talking about here. The other overrides we've done, it's all Vex simulations of stuff. So the Vex have simulated obviously themselves. They have Hive, Cabal, and Fallen. It stands to reason that given the taken kind of corruption of the Vex network and Korea, maybe we're getting like a taken override. I don't know if this will be something that sticks around and is like a permanent thing to farm or not. It might be. It might be added to the rotation as a fourth override that we can use to farm gear if it operates like a traditional override. Because keep in mind, the difference between this season and like last year's seasons is that the seasonal content sticks around at least until the next expansion. So even though if this debuts on the 10th for whatever it's called, the Epilogue, even if there's 2 weeks left in the season, this could be something that sticks around until Witch Queen, which is 5 months away. So if they're looking to add, you know, a fifth override or a fourth override, it'll be here for 5 months and people can farm it if they want. Evie, you're being very loud with the horn. Evie, you gotta take the horn off the plastic thing. Okay. So that is why I think it could maybe just be a normal override. I just don't really understand how that would relate to the story if it was just a normal override. I guess it depends who and what we fight as a boss here, because I don't really It could be like Korea Reborn or something, but like I don't think it's gonna be Savathun, obviously. I don't think it's gonna be Lakshmi. I don't think we're gonna be like shooting Lakshmi or something. My guess is that like Lakshmi has done this to kind of dislodge the Fallen or wipe them out, and then we have to stop her. The epilogue page of lore that Bungie has already released seems to imply Lakshmi is either dead or missing. So this may not work out too well for her. I don't know if this is going to be something that happens in a cutscene or additional lore somehow or in-game. I don't really know what will happen there, but Lakshmi has to be involved. Like, I don't see how she wouldn't be. It's kind of a question of whether she's, like, possessed by the Vex or Savathun or something, or she's just doing this on her own accord. There's, of course, evidence that Savathun has infiltrated the Future War Cult, like, network thing and is corrupted everyone, and everyone's singing Savathun's song in the city. So like there's some degree of corruption going on here to some extent. And then there is a memorial after this, so like something bad happens, whether that's like a lot of people being killed and it's kind of a general memorial, or if this is a memorial for Lakshmi or Osiris. Osiris is also presumed missing at the end of the last page of lore, which is what we've learned. Do not know if he just kind of flees in his, we are assuming, a Savathun form, or if he like sheds that disguise and they realize that Osiris is being held prisoner somewhere. I guess we'll go into that after because we have no idea. And again, I don't really know how an override in the Botza district would relate to those Oracle lost sectors that we got at the beginning of the season. I mentioned this yesterday, but like this being an override only makes that more confusing. Like I don't really understand what this would have to do with that. If this is like a longer quest, maybe that's like a step where it's like, oh, we've had weird reports of remaining confluxes in these lost sectors and go do whatever. And then that's like the first step, and then this all leads to a Botza district invasion or something. I don't know. I'm having to gap fill a lot of blanks here that I'm just sort of guessing at, but it does seem pretty clear. Like it has always seemed clear that the Vex would invade the Botza district at some point. They literally put that in the images for the whole season, for the promo images. But now it also seems pretty clear. I think this has been in the LFG thing the whole time and just has only been recently pointed out to me. Like I don't know when people first discovered that, but it's hilarious that it exists. But yeah, the final mission seems like some variant of a traditional override battle. I am just curious to see how it is changed or transformed from a traditional one, in what kind of story purpose it serves, and who is the boss we will actually be fighting here, given the context of us killing Korea. I mean, we killed Korea in the Vex network, so maybe Korea is teleported to a physical body that will now invade the real world or something. I don't really know. I would also assume this is going to be a 6-man thing and not like an individual mission, even though it's kind of a story thing. So I don't know. I guess we'll see, but unless they just put the override stuff in that image for no reason and it's not actually going to happen, I guess maybe we could get something else, but that seems awfully suspicious just based on having that there. And I think that's what's coming. It's just a question of how different this override is from any of the other ones and what story results happen at the end of it. So I guess we'll find out in 2 weeks-ish. I might be gone on the 10th. Like I might not be getting back till late that night, so I may not have like immediate reactions to this, which I know will kill me if that's true, but real life, sometimes happens. So not everything is destiny. But anyway, I am getting ready to talk about merch and stuff because people have been requesting that, but I'm still fiddling around with the store. I don't know, maybe by the time you watch this, it'll be live. I don't know, but I'm gonna do a whole separate video on that and what I'm doing with that. But yeah, I appreciate all you guys watching, and I'm still playing around with my camera settings. People were telling me I'm too red, and now I messed around with everything, and now is it too blue now? I can't tell. I'm colorblind, so this is also pretty hard to decipher what looks okay and what doesn't. It's usually like my parents call me and be like, "You look too red on your video," like. So let me know how it looks, and I'll keep playing around with it. But the Elgato Facecam is not doing me great with its default settings here, so I have to mess around with it. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.